Working in the field can be a dirty business. The vehicles, machinery, clothes and tools we use to get the job done can get covered in mud, soil and plant material. And at the end of the day, someone has to clean up the mess. Of course, there's all sorts of reasons to keep your vehicle and tools clean. But there is one big one. A dirty vehicle or piece of equipment can cause irreversible damage to our environment. Soil, water, plant and animal material can carry tiny unwanted pests, weeds and diseases that can devastate our environment. These cause diseases in our native plants and animals. They can also make our farmland expensive to manage and unproductive. It's pretty easy to accidentally introduce a harmful fungi, algae or seed to an otherwise pristine area. If that happens, it could spell disaster. A pest, weed or disease can easily hide in a vehicle, or on a piece of equipment, or even on our clothes. It's not just Tassie's beautiful wilderness that's at stake. It could happen on the farm you're working on, or in the bushland that we all enjoy. Before you know it, we've got a huge expense that can last for generations.
Forestry Tasmania expects you to arrive with clean equipment to prevent the spread of weeds, pests and diseases in the forest.
It's important to the Tasmania Fire Service that vehicles coming in and out of these areas are clean to prevent the spread of weeds, pests and other diseases.
As state growth raises our expectations on ourselves in line with our new weed strategy, we expect that all contractors and others that we work with arrive clean and leave clean.
Parks and Wildlife Service expects you to arrive with clean equipment to prevent the spread of weeds, pests and diseases.
The clean down. If your vehicle is dirty, you can expect to be turned around at the gate. The same goes for your machinery and equipment. If it's not clean, you risk bringing an unwanted weed, pest or disease. In our other videos, you can find more information that explains planning for your clean down. Clean down is important for all types of projects, from large to small. There can be enough mud on a bushwalker's boots to carry a fungus that could wipe out an entire frog population. Just think how easy it would be for an unwanted visitor to stow away in the wheel arch of a vehicle, the blades of a slasher, or on a dirty shovel. For quite a while now, we've been asking anyone who visits our wilderness, bush or farmland to check, clean, disinfect and dry their equipment. This includes bushwalkers, fishers, four-wheel drivers, mountain bikers, utility providers and organisations doing field work. We are all responsible. It's important that your vehicle and equipment are clean before you head out, though there is a bit more to check, clean, disinfect and dry than just hosing down your vehicle at the end of the day. How you do this depends on the risk of your planned activities. What type of equipment are you using? Where are you going? Will you have access to clean water while you're out on site? Every activity and location has a different degree of risk. A lot of the time, it's necessary to clean down between sites, though planning can reduce the number of times you need to do this in a day. Check your vehicle, machinery and all your equipment for mud, water, plant and animal material. Check everywhere, not just the places you can easily see. If you're working in a high-risk area, it's important to disassemble the parts of your machinery. Get to know your equipment and teach others who use it which areas hide and collect dirt and other material. Clean it thoroughly with water you can confirm hasn't come from a contaminated source. There's no point washing with water from a creek that might be contaminated. Lots of operators now bring a portable clean down station to wash their gear, making sure it's full of clean water from a treated system or a rainwater tank. Many land managers also have these facilities, so it pays to ask them when you're planning your work. When you've finished cleaning, give your gear time to completely dry. Watch where the runoff goes to. We don't want the waste finding its way into a creek or spreading to someone's crops. Most of the organisms we're worried about need water to survive, so if it's dry, they're gone. It's not always easy to get gear completely dry, which is when we need to disinfect. Disinfecting is also absolutely vital when you're working in a remote area, where there are vulnerable species, or when you visit an intensive farm production area. If you plan your movements well and allow for adequate drying time, disinfecting might not be necessary. When you're satisfied that everything is clean and dry, or disinfected, you are ready to get on site and start work. Remember, we need to arrive clean and leave clean. So once you've finished on a site, repeat the check, clean, disinfect and dry process before you move on. If you do need to clean down back at base, just make sure that anything that's dirty is contained before you travel. If you can't do this, remove the majority of material before you head off site, so it doesn't spread on your way back. Check, clean, disinfect and dry should be part of your normal routine. The more often you clean your equipment, the easier it is, so don't let the dirt, mud and grime build up. The amount of effort you make should reflect the degree of risk of your activities. For example, you need to be far more careful when you're operating off a remote bush track than when you're digging in a supermarket car park. We also have many hidden gems in our urban areas that are at risk from weeds, pests and diseases. What if you notice a problem when you're out in the field? Make sure you talk to your supervisor so you know what's expected of you. If you're slashing and come across a weed, should you raise your blades? Or might you continue slashing and then clean down before moving on? Either way, you need an agreed plan of action. If you notice something of concern, make a note of it, preferably with a map reference, and inform your supervisor. That information is really valuable because it can be used to plan future activity. Keeping your equipment clean is not only good for the environment, it also saves a huge amount of time and money on the part of our farmers and land managers. And that is good for business.